Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm getting ready to fix an apple brown Betty. Now, apple brown Betty is one of those waste not, want not desserts that were popular during the 19th century. The key ingredients are stale bread and apples. And of course, you can add other ingredients too, just as our 19th century ancestors did. My oven is preheating to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Now for the bread, I'm using a baguette, a crusty baguette. This weighs about 9 ounces. So that's really all you need, 8 to 9 ounces of bread, stale bread preferably, and you can use any kind of bread you want. You could use whole wheat bread, multigrain. I've even made this dessert using leftover croissants. Very good. And then you want to cut the bread just into, largish chunks. Now, we need to turn the bread into breadcrumbs. If your bread is truly stale, it'll be very dry and you can just pound it into crumbs. Otherwise, do what I'm doing and put the cut up bread in a food processor. Well, my inexpensive food processor didn't do a great job of turning that baguette into crumbs, but it turned it into very small pieces, and that's perfectly fine. So now this goes into the preheated 375 degree oven over 8 to 10 minutes, just until the bread starts to turn golden and it turns crisp. All right, my breadcrumbs are all lightly toasted. So now we want to transfer the bread to a bowl. And then toss the bread with 113 grams, that's 1 stick or a half cup of melted butter. I'm going to set the breadcrumbs aside for a moment while we tackle the apples. Now for my apple brown Betty, I'm going to use 6 of these Gala apples. Gala is an early season apple, very delicious. And to make life a little easier, I'm going to use my handy dandy apple peeler, corer, slicer gadget. Yeah, this gadget was invented by the Shakers in the 19th century, and it cuts the apples into perfect 1/8-inch slices. So the apple corer gadget turns the apples into this little slinky-like spiral. And all you have to do is cut the spiral in half, and then you have these perfect apple slices. Of course, you can peel, core, and slice your apples entirely by hand. So I've put all of my apple slices in a bowl, and now I'm going to drizzle them with some pure maple syrup. I think people commonly had maple syrup in the 19th century. Going to say that's a tablespoon of the syrup. Then I'm going to add 1/3 cup or 67 grams of brown sugar. You could use light brown or dark brown sugar here. Doesn't matter. Brown sugar is just regular white sugar that's drenched with molasses. And I'm going to add, let's see, I think 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. You could add just 1 teaspoon. And I've seen some recipes where people added allspice and a lot of other spices, but I don't think the apples need them. I want my apples to taste like apples. and that's a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Then give the apples a toss. I'm just using my hands here. Then add half of the breadcrumbs. Toss again. The bread is going to absorb the juices that exude from the apples. Now put the apple mixture in a 2-quart baking dish, and I did grease this dish. Oh, these apples smell so good. And then top the apples with the remaining buttery breadcrumbs. I'm going to spread the crumbs out. Now, cover the dish either with aluminum foil or with a lid if you have one. And then bake this until it begins to bubble. That's going to take about 40 minutes. And again, the oven is preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, this has been in the oven for 40 minutes. Ooh, it's bubbling. Just want to test the apples. Yep, they're pretty tender. So now what you do is put this back into the oven without any cover to let the breadcrumbs crisp on top. That's going to take, 10 to 15 minutes. And here is the apple brown Betty, all baked and beautiful, and it really smells as wonderful as it looks. I'm going to let this cool for just a few moments, and then we'll serve some with ice cream. I'm going to serve this inexpensive 19th century apple brown Betty in a crystal dessert goblet because I think it deserves it. Taste. This is wonderful. I love everything about this apple brown Betty. I love that it comes together easily. I love that it's inexpensive. I love the soft, delicious apples and the cinnamon scent and the nutmeg scent, and well, I could go on and on and on about this. I hope you will give this dessert a try someday. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode and that you will give this video a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and be sure to tap the little bell icon to receive notifications every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go eat this dessert, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.